Welcome to Crap to Cream, episode 6, short one this one, just about the Gearstick installation. So I had the smart idea, right, being an MX5 gearbox, I thought that I would get the short shifter conversion for the MX5 gearbox, which is this one. Comes with an extension piece and some screws and bits and pieces, right, to make it all work. Very good. So I went to install it, and like this piece goes in the first at the bottom, that way up. Then you have the bottom seat with the wafer washer on top of that, and then you have this piece that goes on top, and then you have another piece that, then this goes in, and then these bits go on top. Now if you have a look at this, you will see that this pin here is offset to the center. So the one that's in this MX5 gearbox is in line with the axis of the gearbox. So when you put this one in, whether you put it in that way or this way, the pin is always offset to the center line. And I found, well, it won't select a gear. So what I've done now is I have gone back to the original one, which was supplied by the Vitesse, who make this conversion kit, and as you'll see, I'm hoping down there, you'll see it's cranked over to the left, so it puts the gear stick in the middle of the hole. So if I put this one in, then it would have been over to the right. So I haven't really got a problem with that, because it'd still work and it'd look all right, and it's got a rubber boot around it. Don't like this, right? So remove that, and I've also cut 1 inch and a bit, like 1 1/4 inches off this stick that was supplied with the kit, and I then tapped it 3/8 UNC, and I got the standard MG gear knob. Well, not standard, but I got a MG gear knob, which to me looks a lot better than this pool ball type thing. Just got to remember, obviously I've got 5-speed reversers over on the other side. The other thing, right, was that inside here you'll see, I'm hoping, there is a lip on the underside of this flange here, and that bolt that's in there, there's a 10mm bolt. It's a little prick to get to it with this lip here, because the lip is originally straight, like out, but what it could do with what I should have done while the gearbox was out was I should have bent this back underneath so that it was out of the way of getting to that, because it's quite difficult to get to. You can get to it with an open-ended spanner, the other two obviously easy, but that one was a bit tight to get to. I didn't attempt to do it from underneath, but I suspect there might be enough room to get in there to get it. I just did it from above. I even tried a 1/4 socket and set. Didn't work. So anyway, that's just a small section on the gear shift. So this apparently reduces the stroke of the gear from gear to gear by about 40%, which would make it really a very quick shift. But due to the issues that I've had, it doesn't look like it's practically able to fit. So I considered re-drilling this hole in the center of maybe this one so that it would work, and I'm still contemplating that, but I'm waiting for some feedback from the suppliers of the kit. There's nothing wrong with the kit, and I've watched another YouTube video of somebody installing this into a MX5 Miata, whatever it is, and it just fits, right, because these holes are offset. So I don't know what the weird bit is around this, why it's at, like, it's dead at 90 degrees. Don't know. I'm waiting for a response. I don't believe it's a fault of either, really. I just like to understand how it's ended up the way it has. So yeah, so I can't use the short shift right now, so I'll put the conventional one in. The gear stick ends up with the crank in it, ends up in the middle of the hole, and right now I'm just securing the leather boot to the rubber boot so that I can put it on. I've just tapped all these holes out 1/4 UNF because two of them were a bit tight, getting the screws in and out when I did it originally, so better tapping it out now than figuring it out a bit later on. Alright, so that's the end of that video. It's just a quick gear shift stick one. With any luck, you should have seen by now a couple of pictures, maybe, if they came out, of the inside of the gear stick shift connection in the gearbox, so that I can explain to you more about where the pin was and where it should be. Also, I had a couple of questions from, or a couple of queries, I suppose, from people around why I call it a propeller shaft, when their terminology maybe should be called a drive shaft. So this is section G of the official MGB workshop manual, dated whatever it is. It's an old 1970, right? So there you go, prop shaft, propeller shaft. And then it goes on to give you a detailed drawing of said components of the prop shaft, and how to take it apart, how to fix it. So maybe it's a bit old school and it looks like a piece of machinery that connected a ship's engine to a ship's propeller, but yeah, that's why I have called it that's why I refer to it as a prop shaft. So yeah, that's it, plain and simple, really. Yep, take the opportunity to again thank all subscribers and the comments and all that other wonderful stuff that keeps on coming through. It's I've got through 500 subscribers now, and you know, heading north to hopefully 1,000 at some point. But it's really great. I just honestly didn't think I'd achieve this, and I really appreciate the support and the comments that I'm receiving, which are all positive. It's great, and thank you. Yeah, great. Thank you very much indeed. And we'll be in touch shortly. The manifold, the exhaust manifold that is now being ceramic coated, should be coming back maybe next week, and then I can put the engine, finish the engine back off, and finish the engine and take it out for a run test drive, see what the new gearbox feels like, and see what it drives like. That's what I'm intending to do. And then I've got another show in a place called Gin on in May. So yeah, hopefully I be up there with said Millie, and see how we go at that little show. All right, thank you very much indeed, and I'll catch you soon.